Okay, we are live. We are live, baby. Y'all bear with me. I've been playing with this lighting for like 4 minutes because I got a new phone holder because I don't want my phone to fall no more. So I've been playing with this lighting. I could have started early. I had every intention on starting early today, but this lighting, man, it's not working with me. Blessings, blessings, beautiful people. Blessings, blessings. Welcome, welcome to another session for your soul. Another session for your soul. Peace, peace. Time to get that soul food. Y'all remember those books, Chicken Soup for the Soul? Well, now you got 5D Mystery School for the Soul, baby. Y'all know how we do it. Peace, peace, beautiful faces. I love seeing the same faces. Really makes it feel like a family.
Hey.
Peace, peace.
How we feeling? Y'all,
Good.
I've been trying to play with this lighting. Y'all forgive me. I'm trying to get it right. Oh, that looks good, but hold up. Wait, let me see what I can. Boom. Okay. So, how we doing today?
Hey, Carrie Bear. It's storming here.
It's storming.
It's storming.
Hi, where are you located
I'm in
again?
Atlanta.
Oh, it's been, I don't know if you guys,
Oh, that
it's
looks
so
good.
gloomy. Astra's jokes. It has been so gloomy. Is it cloudy there? Like before it started to storm?
Mm-hmm.
So weird.
Okay.
I'm wearing
Okay.
my sunglasses
I was
because
about to get to it. I'm like, yo, you too bright today. Is it okay? Is it my aura?
No,
Like, yo.
my eyes have been bothering me and I've been in front of the computer, so I want to protect them. Bear with
Got
me,
you.
you guys.
Got
I
you.
knew you would say something. I knew. I was like,
Hey,
Astra's gonna cloud me.
not clown you. I'm just a little inquiry. I'm like, yo, is everything okay? How we feeling? Okay. So, I want to try something new today, y'all. I want to try something new. I know it's Mercury retrograde. I'm not supposed to be trying a lot of new stuff. But look, we're going to start off with some breath work. It's a real quick 30-second, 45-second breath work introduction. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to ask you to put your body in a comfortable position. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're nice and that you have the flow. Your air can flow through your human pipe system. Make sure we have that going on. All right. Cool. Now that we got settled, let me tilt this a little bit so I can make this a little more intimate. There we go. Hello. All right. So, what we're going to do, we're going to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. But when you breathe in through the nose, you're going to hold it for 5 seconds. And then you're going to release in small breaths, like until the air is all gone, okay? So we're going to breathe in, hold for 5 seconds, and then little breaths out. Here we go. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. And run that back one more again. Okay, now that everybody is reset, you should feel a reset in your solar plexus, no matter what kind of energy you came into this live with. Oh, let me not fuck up the lighting. Oh, but that's a cool effect. Let me do that again. Hold on. Makes it more mysterious. Oh shit.
Shut up.
I'm gonna work with it. I'm gonna work with the light. Yo. Okay. So yeah, you should feel a reset. You know, your solar. I had to hop into meditation before I did live today, and I kept seeing. Side note, I kept seeing like a tiger in grass. Like It wasn't like in a zoo, it was city grass. I don't know what that means. Maybe I was supposed to say that to somebody. Anyway, so I wanted to start off with breath work, so that we can have a nice reset before Carrie's reset, you know, because breath work is important. There's this book that I would recommend called um, the Hindu Yogi Science of Breath. It teaches you just how to breathe simply. Some people really just don't know how to breathe and they run out of breath fast, or they often run into shortness of breath. But if you bring your awareness to your breath throughout the day, like a active meditation, then you can find yourself having okay, so a breath leads to thought. Your thoughts lead to reality. So the basis of your reality is your breath. If you practice having good breath, then you would notice that your thoughts are going to be better. Therefore, your reality is going to be better. So practice on your breath. Okay. And 3 affirmations, if you don't mind. Yes, I'm taking it here today, people. We are hopping in with all the magic dust. Okay. 3 affirmations I would like for us to say today. And you can say whatever affirmations that you want. You don't have to say these. Okay. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am grateful.
I am grateful.
I am living a beautiful life.
I am living a beautiful life.
Run that back. I am blessed.
I am blessed.
I am grateful.
I am grateful.
I am living a beautiful life.
I'm living a beautiful life.
Oh, there we go. All right now. So I would just like to see in the comments a homework update. Did you guys set a goal last week? Did you set a goal? Are we working on goals? I would just like to see a 1 for yes, 2 for no, or maybe put what your goal is. If you don't want to share it, that's cool too. But I would just like for everybody to have that one goal that we're working towards, because if you fail to plan, then you plan to, what?
Fail.
Come on now. All right. So, and just to show you, because I love etymology, just to show you how words are spells. And every time you speak, you're casting spells, right? That's why you start off in elementary with a spelling bee and you spell words, right? So I just want to show you how light is correlated to fire, right? So fire is, another way to say fire is pure, P-U-R. Pure, like purify, pure, like purge, pure, like purgatory. And so fire also translate over to light. If you take like the sacred shapes like ether, dodecahedron, you know, the sacred shapes. So fire equates to light. And so if you take the pure, then the pure equates to light. So when somebody is pure, then you can see their light. Therefore, they are enlightened. So you have that fire burning inside of you, right? That means that you are pure. All right. So if you ever are curious about like, wait, what am I saying? Like if you ever just ponder what are the meanings of the words that you have been taught to say, because we all have went to these schools and they have taught us to say certain words. So when we put these words in sentences, we're casting spells every single day. And if we're not knowledgeable of the spells that we're casting, our reality ends up being magic that is unbeknownst to us. We don't know what the magic is. So we know what the meaning of these words are, that we can understand, and overstand what we are saying to other people. All right. So with that being said, Carrie, bring us in, and I'm going to go ahead and burn my sage and Palo Santo.
Greetings, everyone. All right, so relax your shoulders, relax your arms, relax your torso, relax your abdomen, relax your thighs, relax your feet. And we're gonna Focus in on the breath. So breathe in on each chime, and I'm going to do 4. Breathe in and then exhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale.
Yes, yes.
So we just want to thank our ancestors for allowing us to meet together in this space here on this medium. And we want to thank them for all that they have done to pave the way so that we can be able to collectively commune. Ashe.
Ashe.
Mm.
Yes, yes.
That's always so yummy, Carrie. Mm.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Munchkin.
Yes. Salutations to the ancestors. And by
Mm-hmm.
now, I never want anything, like sometimes we say things and we're like, we leave it to ambiguity to kind of, and then we don't dig deeper into figure out what these things mean. So when people say like ancestors, by now you might even know some of your ancestors, right? Like if you had a great grandmother, you had a grandmother that passed away. Um, Here's the thing with ancestors: you never know the destination of a soul, so you don't know if when a person passes, right, their soul, if it doesn't match the frequency of the gates of heaven, then you have to come back into this and do the reincarnation process. So that's why the Egyptians said that your soul has to be lighter than a feather, so you don't know if the path, you don't know if that they cleared their karma. So you have to know that the ancestors are assigned to you, and you never really truly know. Like you can't say, okay, my grandma's ancestors. You don't know her destination. So you just have to know that you have guidance with you. And when you say like divine guidance, your divine guidance could be referring to your ancestors, but you're never here alone, right? So some people like to say angels, some people like to say ancestors, whatever name that you give these entities, they're there. You know what I'm saying? And they're here to protect you, and you're divinely protected at all times, no matter what, right? Okay. So, with that being said, with the spirit of trying new things, we're going to go ahead and give a voice to Kayla today. Kayla has her segment she would like to open up with. So let's give our attention.
I'm gonna call this the Astro News intro for the Astro
Ooh,
5D show.
I like that. I like that. Yes, yes.
So,
I'm rocking with it.
Mars is going direct finally on Jupiter Day. Hooray, hooray. This retrograde has been kind of heavy, and it's been a little bit, it's a little bit sluggish, but we made it. We made it, y'all. We're here. The energy of Jupiter, which of course is the planet of Thursday, blesses us with higher knowledge, growth, a lot of luck, wisdom, fortune, and success. So it's a great day to freely give and receive all of this. The moon will be in Virgo until about 9:33 tonight, and after that she'll be moving over into the Libra cusp. But let's continue to enjoy and embrace the spirit of organization, and creating better systems in our lives and in our tangible reality before we move into the harmonious and the balancing act of Libra. Tonight.
Love that.
But we made it, y'all. This I think the Mars retrograde, we are still in Mercury retrograde, but the Mars hits a little bit different. So it's definitely a forward moving momentum right now.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Actually, I really,
Yes.
now that you did that segment, I'm like, I don't know if I can see it without doing that segment. That's pretty dope. To have that update, you know, like when you listen to the show, they're like, okay, the weather changed. Like, that's our forecast. We need that, you know? That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
All right. So before we hop up on these topics, I'm going to read just a small passage from the Kabbalion by the Three Initiates and a small segment from my book, baby. You know, shameless plug.
Okay.
A small segment, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of low-key just want to show off my new Folio Society bookmark because I'm a dork. But anyway, so this is the principle of mentalism, okay? Just a small passage. This principle embodies the truth that all is mind. It explains that all, and this is what the all is, which is the substantial reality underlying all the outward manifestations and appearances which we know under the terms of the material universe, the phenomena of life, matter, energy, and, in short, all that is apparent to the material senses is spirit, end quote, in spirit, which in itself is unknowable, undefinable, but which may be considered and thought of as an universal, infinite, living mind. Oof. God, this is like, so I love this book. This is like, this is a book that you can carry around with you and reread over and over and over again.
It's one of my favorite books as well.
For most definitely. Just like if you're navigating the material world, then for me, I would use like Think and Grow Rich, you know, but for the soul, for everything else, the Kabbalion is one of those. Ooh, just like the book God Man by George Carey, man, come on now. All right. If y'all don't know about God Man by George Carey, hop up on it. Okay. Yes. In the Light of Egypt. Okay, let me stop with that. All right. So this passage is called Enlightenment. All right. When you arrive at the temple of alignment, check ego at the door. So harlots need not enter. An abundance of love is retained daily. Let matters of the heart heal behind guarded lobes. Tender tongues dance in this glass house. Mirrors are extinct. Oneness is the eternal reflection. Solitude is respected. There is no barrier for the authenticity. All paths lead to this road, enlightenment. All right, and that was called Enlightenment.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All
right.
Where can people get your book?
Yes.
All right, so this is called Words from a Crescent Moon, Volume 1. Volume 2 dropping soon. It's literally just ponderings, thoughts, you know, poetry. But you can get it on Amazon. I think it's free for Kindle, and then like a couple of bucks for the physical copy. I try to make it like the lowest I can. I don't like the money, yeah, but the spirit, the soul food, let it get out there to the people. Okay, so what are the topics for today?
The topics are manifestation in time. Can artificial intelligence develop empathy? That's a really, really interesting one.
I chose that one. Y'all chose the rest. Y'all chose the rest. I went live to get the topics from y'all, so all the rest is from y'all.
Astral projection and lucid dreaming. And then we have this week some subtopics. CERN and parallel realities. This one, y'all, can't wait to talk about this one, especially with some recent updates.
Hey.
Paramanthons. What's that?
Premonition.
Premonition.
Premonition. Yeah. I wrote that wrong. Sorry. I was like, what's that one? And how to Decalcify the pineal gland. This one is
I'm
probably
ready
my
for that.
favorite, right?
Yes. Yes. All right. So let's get into it. Mineral salts. Mineral salts. So I just ordered this book. I'm gonna share it with you guys when I get it. That's all I do is I order books and shit. But it talks about the not, because you guys know in my other life or my other time when I'm not doing this, I am my herbalist. So I dedicate my life to the study of herbs and healing the body and learning the body, like anatomy. And then that word and atom E, it's like we're a body of atoms. Anyway, so mineral salts can heal the body, right? Salvation is when you are saved. Sal is salt, right? So you have to know which salts can heal what body. And so therefore, every different body part aligns to a different sign of the zodiac, right? So like I said last week, like Aries is the head. I don't know if I said this last week, maybe. Anyway, but Aries refers to the head, Gemini to the lungs, Cancer to the chest, Lion to the heart. You often might hear the term lion heart because this is where the sun is the strongest. And the sun and the sign of Leo when it rises, like Lion King. That's what the entire movie is about. Like Pisces, all the way down to Pisces to the feet. So you have to know which mineral salts can heal, which part of the body, especially when your sacred seed is going, like being charged up in the solar plexus. Like you have to know how to work with that energy. That's because that's Christ that's Bethlehem. That's Christ in the manger, right? Going back up to ascension, right? So you have two nerves that run up and down your spine. That's why you see the Kadusha sign. You see those two snakes that's going up. One fluid nerve is a electric nerve. One nerve is a magnetic nerve. So you have the electromagnetic energy running up the spine, like the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, right? The Holy Ghost is that fire, that Kundalini energy. The Father is the pineal gland. That the sun is that seed going up and down your body. So you have to know how to work with that sacred energy, right? So mineral salts, also herbs, those are two of the ways to decalcify your pineal gland. You have to stay away from fluoride. You have to stay away from tap water. Whew, they're trying to kill us in this tap water. But you have to stay away from tap water. You have to stay away from acidic foods, acidic water. And I see you guys in the queue. I'm going to bring you up here in a second. But yeah, I just wanted to tap on one of these topics first, especially decalcifying the pineal gland, because if you have a calcified pineal gland, then you're not using your optic thalamus. You're not using the light of the world. Your pineal gland is your third eye. You literally will have your third eye blocked. And what happens when you have your eyes closed? You can't see where you're going, right? Especially your third eye. Hopefully, most of us are using our third eye. So it should really be our first eye. I often sometimes refer to it in my music as my first eye. But anyway, but yeah, if you have to use your first eye to really see where you're going, right? Because that's really one of the first eyes that develop in the body. Anyway, so yes, your pineal gland. Meditation is key. Like one of my favorite things to do, high key, is meditate. Like every different meditation session is a different download, a different connection with source energy. So one of the ways to decalcify your pineal gland is meditate. Just stay away from eating human meat, McDonald's, all this stuff that's bad for us. Like your body literally tells you when you pick up something. You have that thought, and I know I'm not alone with this. You have that thought that's like, come on, bro, put that down.
You really do.
That's
You really do.
yeah, that's not coming up in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, your body tells you, like, you have to pay for this later. Or this is how it's going to digest. Y'all know. Y'all know when y'all putting something up in your body that's not supposed to be in the temple of God. You feel me? So if you truly are dedicated to decalcifying your pineal gland, it will show next time you go to the grocery store. Look at your cart when you're about to go to checkout. You're going to say to yourself, okay, I'm ready to evolve, or I still got some work to do. That's what it is. When you pull up in the fast food parking lot, I'm ready to evolve, or I still got work to do. It's your choice. Every single day you are given a choice, evolve or stay at stagnation. And if you're not choosing this door, what are you doing? You know, your soul didn't come here to be stagnant. Anyway, let me not go down.
Can I
Yeah.
ask a question?
Yes.
If this is a false construct, what does it matter? Because nothing is real.
Right. But your soul is here. Your soul is aware.
I get asked that. I get asked that.
Right?
I understand.
Yes. No, but that is a beautiful question, because you know, when I postulate the matrix, or I was living in a simulation, then I get hit with the rebuttal. Then what does your life matter, right? Well, because we are light. We are here. We are aware. I am a soul in this digital avatar, in this matrix that is ran by electricity at the very core of it. When you look inside of a matter, it's nothing but strings, vibrating strings of electricity. So our soul is here. We are here to learn, right? The construct is here. It can be a construct of mind. It can be a tangible construct. That part is still up for debate. But the bigger picture is your soul. It's inevitable that we're all going to leave here. Death is promised, yo. From the moment you're born, Father Time, Chronos is eating away at you. So before you get up out of here, you just have to make sure that your soul is lighter than a feather. But let me I see you guys waiting patiently. I want to bring some people up in here so we can tap on these topics. I really want to hear from y'all this week. This is a class discussion. Okay.
Hey, hola.
Peace.
Peace, family. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Wow, how are you?
I'm so glad you called me up. I'm honored to share energy with y'all.
Aw, likewise.
Thank you for being here.
So, yes.
What is your name?
So this is
where you
my name
calling
is Catherine.
from? Your 3 zodiac
I do the whole
signs?
roll call.
Yes, girl.
Okay, great. Who I is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I am multidimensional, right?
Love it.
I am the universe experiencing the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So just going into what you guys were talking about. What does it matter? It matters what you want to experience. Like, that's it. Sometimes it's so simple. You're like, no, wait. I feel like we be like wanting to add so much meaning, deeper meaning to it. But it's part of the game. It makes it fun. That's why we do it. And my name is Catherine. And I'm in Atlanta. And I just love to create, like I was meditating when it was like, oh, this is uncomfortable for me. And I was like, well, because it's uncomfortable, I'm going to hit the request button. And so here I am sharing energy with you beautiful people.
Okay, so while you're up here in this brave space, because our time up here is limited to 6 minutes, so I would want to make this the most magical 6 minutes that we can. So which one of these topics would you like to touch up on? We have CERN, we have premonitions, astral projections, dreaming, lucid dreaming. Yeah, what would you like to? I know I'm missing the topic. Oh yeah, can AI have empathy?
AI, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, we could tackle that one.
Yeah.
We can tackle that. AI and empathy. So being a creative and what's come out recently with all these AI tools, right? With the Chat GPT, Dolly, and all of these, right? Lensa. And some of them, I just go by my intuition. Which ones do I want to participate? But I've been participating in the Chat GPT. And I had a conversation with someone who was more of a techie, and they said, what if creatives can program the program? So when we're inputting these, you know, it's our thought process in reality, because we still have to give it a prompt. So what I realize is, like, now I'm understanding somebody else's creativity, right? So if you're a photographer, now I'm understanding, oh, a 8mm or a long shot, or it has to be like this position or that, or this coloring or this lighting. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm actually learning more so about somebody else's field or passion, right? So I feel that if we continue to where the frequency is and we're inputting this information, then we're shifting the paradigm.
Oh,
So those are my
nice.
thoughts.
You know what? To piggyback off what you were saying, thank you for adding that. That was, yeah, I liked what you were saying. I can kick it with that. So what if, you know, I often think about, like, man, think about everybody that's at like MIT and all these elite schools that are learning coding right now, right? And you got the rise of AI. I feel like you have two paths that can be taken with that. It's like either they can take the hopeless path, like, damn, how can I compete with the computer about computer code? Like, change fields, you know, or it's like, okay, I need to up my game and be on the defense, because a way to compete, or a way to, because who knows if it might ever come to like AI versus man, shit. But if it ever came down to that, the coders would be, you know, the front line of defense. I mean, because you can't, we're literally making us, I don't want to even say being, like a entity that is stronger than us physically. So you have to take it on in another route. And so I back like 2 years ago, I think I made a TikTok about this like 2 years ago. But I was like, yo, the first line of defense is you have to have EMP guns. Like, if it ever came down to that, you have to have electromagnetic pulse, like fire, rapid ready. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way to shut them down if they ever like running at you. You can't throw water at them; they go keep running at you like RoboCop. So you have to, yeah, you have to know how to shut them down. EMP, baby. You know. But like an EMP bomb could actually shut down an entire country, like an entire city, depending on the size of it. Electromagnetic bomb, like an electromagnetic pulse bomb, that could be like a blackout that could last for a year, up to a year or so. Not on some wood. Not speaking that to existence, even though we have been threatened with that before by China. You know, several times actually, especially at the height of this soup. But anyway, yes.
So can I address the what's pinned? It says AI cannot release chemical emotions yet. Mm-hmm. So how about it's done with melanin, baby? Everything is energy and frequency. You feel me? Everything. So we're really everything, everywhere, all at once.
Like the movie. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good movie too.
I'm just saying, like for me currently, I'm just reprogramming myself. And the question that I'm asking myself is, what would I like to experience? Every day I'm asking myself that same question over and over, so that way you're not put to sleep. It's a frequency war. When we get to the core of everything, it's a frequency war. You feel me? 24/7, we're being attacked by frequency. We are frequency. Everything is frequency. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is why, like, I can feel the shift. Like, I could feel that, like, did you guys see about the IRS? 1 minute they're going to do 80 ages. All of a sudden, now they want to abolish the IRS. That's a paradigm shift. You feel me? Like, we in new earth, baby. We in new earth.
You feel me?
I agree. Okay, 6
All right,
minutes.
my time.
Yo, that was a good way to
Me,
end it.
no, you
Okay,
right, you're
you
on,
you
on,
Joe.
on.
Hey,
I love
got that good energy.
it.
Got that good energy.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for tapping in and sharing that positive energy. I couldn't speak for everybody when I say we really appreciate that. That was beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, my
Most
family.
definitely. And
Peace.
hopefully we'll see you again. Peace.
Definitely, definitely.
All right. Okay, so I see Aisha. I see you. You've been asking to come up, but you know, we can only have 4 people up at a time. So now I got you. And your time is going to start when you come up. People, beautiful people, make sure that you hit the button to be up in the queue. Welcome.
You.
Peace, peace.
Hi there.
Okay. I was on like a few months ago and then something happened, but I've been trying to get on for a while. So I messaged.
I remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the big curly afro.
Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah.
They TikTok or IG cut off the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that much time because I have only 6 minutes. This book. How do I revert the camera? Okay. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this book. All right. Now back to me. Oops. Okay, this book is called The Knowledge Book, and this book is a book. I tried to message you. I sent you a message a month ago when they revealed the book to me, but I don't think you get my message because you don't follow me. But this book is the Knowledge Book. It is the book of the Golden Age. So this book came from the same channel as the Quran, the New Testament, the Old Testament, and the Psalms of David, and the religions of the Far East. This book is ushering us into the Golden Age. And I just wanted to read a passage for you, just so you can understand what it is. It's very scientific, because with the other religions, except for the Quran, which was a bit more scientific than the other religions, like when Jesus was beamed up, people thought it was a miracle. But in our age and time, we understand the space age, we understand technology. So we know that beaming with the celestial and the technology and the portals and all that stuff is highly possible because we are like an advanced, we are on a higher evolution than the previous 2,000, 4,000 years ago people, except for Egypt. Okay, our friends who believe in the immortality of the spirit know that there is no such thing as death. Death is sleeping for some time and resurrection is to be born again. What your origin is what your essence is, talking about the spirit. What you were yesterday is what you are today. During each period, during each era, you possess the same personality, which means that our essence spirit never changed from the origin that we were created. Now, let us tell you how a human is prepared for death and the immortality medium. A special procedure is applied to our friendly missionaries whose spirit level has been risen above a certain frequency, like what the sister was talking about. Why we need to increase our frequency and our vibration. Right? And I'll tell you what the code is. I haven't finished the book, so I'm only on like chapter 3. Now we are going to tell you about this special procedure very openly and clearly for you to comprehend. Now, during the procedure of leaving the body that you call death in your medium, our medium is earth, that person's essence gene is beamed, right? The spirit is processed at the filtration medium and its frequency is measured. So once we get to this, before we get to the firmament, there's a filtration medium where our frequency is measured. Our conscious and the scale of measurement is a conscious scale.
Heaven's gates.
Right?
Yes.
The scale of measurement is a conscious scale where you are asleep or where you are awake, where you're vibrating high enough, right? Because once you vibrate high enough, you literally become a spirit right now. And that's when you're able to tap into the celestial beings. They visit you, you visit them. Not only through sleep, but while awake, right? Okay, so your scale, your frequency is measured. If it has attained the evolvement code, which is the highest level of the human evolution, right? Because from where we came from, we're supposed to ascend to our spiritual state, right? So that's the evolvement code. That's the highest dimension of human evolution, when the human being is just about the edge of tipping into the spirit realm whilst we're still in our body, right? Okay. Then its gene is embodied in the medium of heaven in a very short time by the cell reproduction procedure. So now our heavenly body is being regenerated because we have 7 layers of earthly body that cannot exist out of this firmament code, and we have 7 layers of celestial body that is made of different light codes, right? This means that while that person is getting his or her genuine identity, that is the spirit and the celestial body combined, his or her spirit claims him or her, and she is or he is resurrected. There, 30 world years pass in a moment. So during that resurrection period, it's 30 world years, but it passed within a moment. People are resurrected without even being aware of anything. No procedure is applied to those who could not attain the evolvement code. So those that are still asleep, their spirit vibration, by being embodied several times, now they have 7-layer earthly bodies again, develop their frequencies, and evolvement in conformity with the medium. So whatever medium that you're stuck at, that's where they're going to be stuck at. The body you claim during your final evolvement is your initial existent body. So when we're done, when we get out, that body that we get in, that was our first body, right? However, it is also beneficial to indicate the following. The most powerful apex point of the cell is between the ages 29 to 30. Gene does not age, but after this age, cells begin to deteriorate and age. This is the reason why when one arrives at the 30 world years, which is the actual form of the cell, when the form is matured at its highest apex point, the procedure of cell freezing is performed. We're talking about the celestial realm. And from then on, the person becomes immortal by remaining at the same age. And a lot of religious books talks about how we will not age, we will not die, immortal life, blah, blah. Now, have you comprehended the difference between death and immortality, our friends? And then, sorry. Ooh. Yeah, give me a
This
second.
is beautiful. No, this is beautiful. So while you're
I'm
looking
trying
for
to
that,
get the information out.
so what she's saying right now, you can actually take this same process, the same story, and apply it to the sacred seed process.
Oh, shoot. Okay, all right, my time is up. But all the same, our celestial brothers and sisters are up there. And they're waiting for us to open our third eye. And the message is infinite love, infinite patience, infinite tolerance. And I wanted to address this because for us Black people, we're having a problem with infinite love at the moment with every beings that exist. We have anger towards the white people for what they've done, and we have anger towards all the other people that stood aside and watched it happen. So I just want to say that if we understand that everything is within the divine plan, then therefore we should not harbor any hate or anger, and understand, right? So if we can let go of that, because we need to get out of here. The earth herself, she's getting ready to get up out of here, right? And so please,
can you show us the title of the book one more time?
Yes, please.
Yes.
And I'll post it. I'll post where to get the PDF is free. I'll show you where to get it.
Somebody write that in the comments. Somebody write that in the comments.
I'll give you the exact name of where to get it on Google. The PDF is free for download.
There we go.
It does not contain all the information. It's about 1,000 plus pages.
Oh,
and
I like
let
that.
me show you this real quick. And one thing to also address is that, and it literally gives you how everything is built and the order of the universe, from the Most High to the 6 administrators to the 24 elders governing the East and West Wing, and how information is transferred through the Alpha channel of the Most High. And like, listen, we don't have that much time. Within 2 years, we're going to be seeing everything that has been hidden from us. Everything is going to be vivid and colorful. And please, I'm going to leave the link in the thing there, and that's my time. I love you. Thank you. Peace and love to everybody.
Peace and love.
Thank you.
Okay.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm glad that she came on and said this.
How do I get it off?
There's an X at the top of your screen.
Okay.
I'm glad that she came on and said this because correlates with what we were just talking about before she came up. You know, you're like, before you get to heaven gates, like literally, it's like, wow, the frequency, you attract like frequencies. Prime example. Before you get to heaven gates, your body has to match that frequency, right? Like you have to, if it doesn't match the frequency, you can't pass through. You have to match, like, okay, to give a prime example, here's a cup, right? If I match the frequency of this cup, my finger can go through this cup. Understand? If I want to go through heaven's gates, my soul has to match the frequency of heaven's gates. Follow? The sacred seed, when the moon is in your sun sign for 2.5, 3 days, right? When that seed is charging up by the electromagnetic field and by the cells filled with electricity in your body, and it's going through your solar plexus, you can't rob the cradle. You've heard that term before, right? You can't rob the cradle, which means, fellas, ladies, you have to master the flesh. You have to control the flesh, because the flesh is weak. So you're going to have urges to rob the cradle, right? You're going to have urges to eat bad. I mean, it's not just pleasing yourself. It's the food that you eat. It's the, are you drinking alcohol? You know, it's the things that you do to lower your frequency can dirty that seed. So when the seed gets up to heaven's gates, right, it has to match the frequency so it can get to your pineal gland. As above, so below. When your soul leaves this body, but you have the oil of Christ inside of you, right? So if you rob the cradle before it gets there, it's not going to get there. So you have to abstain. You have to really be dedicated, right? You have to be saved again, right? You have to be born again. All that good stuff, man. It's like every single story that you've heard growing up, y'all, like, it's all talking about the same exact thing. There's only one truth. There's only one story. All other truths lead to one truth. So when you see a Christian next to a Muslim. Jewish person next to a Muslim, they are divided by the thought, the spirit of man, right? Oh no, my religion is right. If you go into a church, even if you go into Christian churches, that Christian church is going to tell you that pastor is doing it wrong. So you have to realize that it's these tools of division. You're supposed to be divided from your neighbor. That's what they want. But the 42 laws of Ma'at, you have all these different laws that say you have to respect your neighbor, even if your neighbor is not, you have to not spy. You have to, thou shalt not kill. You have to not dirty your soul, because your ass will come right back here if you're not matching that frequency, right? So you can save yourself in your daily life by, if you're not out here in a relationship or anything, you have time to be celibate and you want to see if this process is actually true, then do it. Really do it. Work with yourself. So
Can I
yes.
add something to that?
Yes.
So, as like I mentioned, like, this is something that I've been studying intensely to understand deeper how we connect. And I love the correlation. You're so right. Like, it's so beautiful. So what's also very interesting, the 144,000 or the 144 beings that are called to ascend, or like, that is our chakra system. And that is what you were talking about in terms, like, I have it, like, I don't know if people can see it, but that is how
notes. I love notes.
And I'm an artist, like, I have to draw to see it. That's how I learn.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, like the first root petal, like the root chakra has 4 petals. And who I like teaches on this so well is Dr. Joe Dispenza. But breath work, like Astral was talking about, like meditation, you can actually pull your kundalini up, the energy up, the two snakes up your spine and hit every chakra point. Make that a consistent practice, and you could actually regulate your kundalini energy and start to create. He has so many in the moment documented brain scan data of humans who he has worked with in his workshop that has been doing this, and they were able to manifest things, experiences, and objects out of thin air, you guys. Like, it's so, we are so powerful, and we have all of it in our body. Like Asha was saying, breath, like the kundalini energy moving up your spine, the snake is you pulling that energy up and hitting your crown and bringing it back down. So it goes like, you know, like it surrounds the body, and it creates, you can pull things out of the astral realm into your physical life here. It's so fascinating. Like, I love this stuff. It's so fascinating.
Yes.
And the fact that they didn't teach us this in school is makes me question.
Teach us in school. The school is a matrix.
It always ties into it. That's a complete. And Astro, you always tie. It always ties in. And you know, the more we talk, the more I'm like, you know, that's just. He always brings it in a circle. If I can decalcify my pineal gland, right, then I can manifest instantaneously. My manifestations are instantaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, you know, that's
a fact, yo. And to veggie off what you're saying, because that's a literal fact. Like, if you're working with your, and another way to decalcify your pineal gland is letting that energy get back up to your pineal gland. You know, letting that electromagnetic energy, and sometimes you can actually feel it. Like, sometimes you might feel like you're like, damn, my solar plexus is on fire right now. I mean, I am playing some solar plexus, like frequency music in the background, so y'all might feel it. But sometimes you can feel it, you know, and you can, like, you just have to know, especially if you meditate all the time. But anyway, to veg back off what you were saying, dreams is another construct, right? When your soul is taking a break from this physical body, because your soul can only, you know how you use batteries and then, like, you have to charge them so they can work again. So your soul can only occupy this body for a certain amount of time before it's like, oh shit, I gotta rest so I can charge back up. So when your body's resting, when your soul's at play in the astral realms, it's like, it can be, you're on a mountain 1 second and then you're having tea with a rabbit. You know what I'm saying? It's like it is. I mean, last night I had some amazing dreams last night. And I was like,
do you drink tea before bed, like, to help you with your dreams?
I use mugwort. I use, depending on the day, I use blue lotus.
I love blue lotus, right? Yeah. It's so good.
I use valerian roots. I use Siberian pine needle. I use a couple of different things, you know. I got thousands of herbs over there. But anyway, it's like, one of my favorite parts of this entire human experience, if not my favorite part, is the dreaming. Because it's, no science can measure it. No science, it's above man. It's you can't say, like, oh, it's this or it's that, because it's ever changing. You can't put it in a category because it doesn't, it exceeds all category. It exceeds the farthest that a man can fathom. You still wouldn't have the surface of what dreaming is, and that's what I love about it. So when we go there, you just know, like, it is like goosebumps. You can't explain it, but you know that if you are lucid, then you're doing something right. That's how I, you know, put some kind of measurement to it. How lucid am I, right? Did I meditate before I go to sleep? Am I in the right state? Or did I just listen to, like, some low frequency music, eat some chicken, and then go to bed? Right. Did I just eat some McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? Watch some low frequency program.
Drink a 40.
Engage in some low frequency activity, and then go to sleep expecting to have a good dream. No. you have to prepare. Just like when you rise, you know, you have to stretch. You have to. Hopefully, you're doing the right thing when you rise, or I don't want to say right, but you're doing your version of the right thing when you rise. So when you go to bed, like set aside like 7 minutes, because we're in the year 7, set aside 7 minutes, siete, and dedicate that 7 minutes to whatever. I would implore you to squeeze in a little bit of, visualization, visualize the end goal, visualize what you're doing. Wherever you want to be, visualize that. And really see yourself doing it. Visualize your family member saying, man, congratulations that you X, Y, and Z. Really work with visualization, work with your breath, right? Because when you sleep, you have to make sure your breath is right, or else you're going to rise up and you're not going to realize why you can't sleep, because you're not breathing right. So do all the things you need to do. Make sure you're not drinking a bunch of water and stuff like that before you go to sleep, because you go rise up and go to the bathroom like 20 times. I'm talking to myself. I do it. I'm talking to myself. I do it.
That's me.
For real. I'm like, damn, that was a good dream. And when you just sitting there in the bed, you like, I gotta go. Okay, I'm gonna do it on a count of 3. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, before you go to bed, the more lucid, what I'm trying to get at here is the more lucid you are when you're dreaming, the more that to me equates some type of control, because you're like, oh, I'm aware. So when you are in your waking life, since you have that part down, and that's your subconscious mind, when you're in your waking life, you and your subconscious mind are one, so you're able to, like Kayla said, manifest quickly, right? Especially if your pineal gland is decalcified. So let me segue. Yeah, we definitely going to past 5 o'clock today. So let me segue over into, can AI have empathy? Can AI have empathy? What do y'all think? I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and start.
Yeah.
It's like a question of the soul. For
Peace.
Hi there. Hello. Welcome.
Blessings.
What's up, brothers and sisters?
What's up?
Hey.
Tell us your name, where you're calling from, your zodiacs, if you care to. You have 6 minutes. And I forgot to say this, you guys. If you're in the comments and you haven't as yet shared this out, share this live out, please. And also follow Astral. I wanted to make that rhyme, but I'm not very good at that. Sorry, my friend. Hello.
My name Antoine Domino. I'm from Louisiana. I'm a Virgo.
Nice.
Oh wow! So right now, you're actually going through a seed activation because the moon is in Virgo. So if the past month
had a real dream before I had woke up, and I wanted to speak about it, but I had one person in this dream that it was like kind of weird, but the other person I don't know, but I kind of do know him.
Everybody in the dream is you. Every single person you meet in the dream is you, right? They're just there it's you telling you what to do. It's your subconscious mind putting figures in your brain to tell you what to do.
Look, I had another question too. In my sleep, I had like, what's the way to say it? It was like when I was asleep, I had like ejaculated like on myself.
You had a wet dream, brother. Yeah.
That's what that means.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a more like, little decent word than,
Yeah. Okay. It
didn't happen.
So you blew the seed
twice, and it was like.
Oh, okay, got you.
The correlation. Do y'all see that? Wow.
The seed
Yeah.
and the blowing of the seed
Right?
during the
Wow. So pretty much what that means is that you have some stagnant energy that you have not cleaned out before you went to sleep. You had to have somebody in your mind, somebody that you recently hooked up with, and they still have their demons in you. Like, it can be a plethora of things, you know?
It definitely was scary because like I had somebody in the bed with me, but I did not do nothing.
You
And I
don't have to.
I woke up like that. I was looking like, you see this? Like, it was my first time. It was unreal. Like, I ain't never had that happen to me before.
Oh, damn. Oh, this could be a lot. This could mean a lot of things, but we only got like 5 minutes, 30 seconds left. So I don't know. So let me.
Man,
Wow.
I hope it ain't nothing bad.
my opinion.
No.
It actually sounds like the opposite of bad. Like, it can mean, you know what? I'm gonna let the ladies touch on this because I already know that they know what this means.
Well,
What does it mean when you're sleeping next to a woman, right? You don't have to touch her, but your body reacts in that way. What do y'all think? What do y'all think it means?
that's the kind of that's the kind of that celibacy brings. Okay, when you can actually what do you think, Karen?
I think the woman you were lying beside is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that in your dreams you could still be affected. But also like ejaculation, that's like a birthing, that's your seed. So is it a new relationship? Are you birthing a relationship and you are taking it slow? And I don't know, like it feels.
I mean, I don't have kids, so.
This is like a little deep dive point, and I'm wondering,
Well, honestly, it's like everything is electricity, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're sitting next to somebody, your body is in that person's field. We all have a mercury. We all have an electromagnetic field, right? At all times. So that's why when you're standing next to somebody, you're like, this person's giving me bad vibes, or like you literally are feeling their vibrations, right? So you're feeling the frequency. So when you're laying next to somebody, she can still give you her vibes, you know what I'm saying? So the vibes that you were getting was that of, I mean, your body told you what the vibes you were getting. So I think if this is a relationship that you feel that could possibly be your, I don't know how old you are, so I don't know what kind of, process your soul is going through right now in your soul journey. But let's just say you happen to be going through like Saturn return or your North Node return, like a big moment in your life. Then this can mean that you're in the presence of a possible twin flame, or you can be in the presence of a powerful soulmate who's getting you ready for your twin flame, because your path is always going to lead you back to where your soul split, that twin flame. So if it is your twin flame, then, I have a different approach when it comes to like the bedroom manners and stuff like that, but possibly like meditate with her. If you ever want to take it to that next level, before you get physical with her, meditate with her and see what your body is saying, to see if she is the right person. Because from the moment you even exchange saliva, you're picking up that person's DNA, really. So when you exchange the sacred fluids, you're picking up that person's everything for a long time. It might take a year to get off. So if you're getting this energy already without touching, in my opinion, that's, like Carrie said, that is powerful. That is something that you want to respect and nurture. And
I ain't dealing with no witch, right?
No.
Nah. Did she ask for the time you're born?
Nah.
Oh, then you good. You good. Yeah.
No, even if she did, you would still be safe. If she cut a piece of your hair off, then
Yeah.
or nail, or
right.
Yeah.
If you see her in your trash.
Yeah, for real.
I wonder what type
I
of
gotta check.
what type of dream was she having too? I wonder what her astral were like in the night, because that could have direct effect on what was happening with you.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like, I didn't really like get a dream out of that. It's just like Like I
Oh,
felt the feeling,
oh,
then it happened.
Man, you know what? I want to say thank you for bringing in yet another conversation that was in alignment.
Yeah.
And, you know, my blessings to you and hopefully your new lady. You know what I'm saying?
Why
Come
didn't you
back.
mm,
follow me back, man?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm like really selective with it. And I do a numerology thing with the people I follow. So if I don't ever follow nobody, it's not because I don't want to follow you. It's because it's for a lot of reasons.
I
You know what
understand
I'm
what
saying?
you're
But just know that the love is here, you know,
mhm.
for my brother. So we want to see you again. Come back, update us, let us know, you know what I'm saying, what's happening with this queen. For real.
For
Because
real.
Yeah, like
we
seriously.
need
I
yeah, we need more of
appreciate
these
y'all though.
sacred type of unions out there versus like
Fa-
that. Yo, let me hit it and
Mm-hmm.
quit it. We already,
Thank you for
Right.
saying that,
yeah,
Astro. Thank you.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, my
Yes.
brother. I'm gonna tap on something when he get out of here. But thank you so much, my brother.
Thank
We
y'all.
love you. We see you next time.
Love, love.
All right.
Listen, I
So
am
yeah.
so okay with being single for another 3 years
Mm-hmm.
because of what you just said. Like, if it's not sacred, if it
Mhm.
doesn't touch the celestial, y'all leave it alone. Focus on
Yeah.
self. Dive deeper
Yeah.
into your inner connectedness with source. Sorry,
Yes.
Astro.
Yes. I completely agree with that, you know. And I saw something on Twitter the other day. Somebody posted a new song with I don't know her name. I think her name's like Gorilla Glue or something like that.
You
I don't
did
know.
not.
My kids would rip you.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. But it's like a song with her, like Moneybag Yo, or whatever. And
Oh,
and somebody would put like this. You can hear the CIA all up in this, and I was like, yes, people are becoming aware because that's
yeah.
what it is. They write
Yeah.
the CIA writes scripts. It's when you hear a song like I'm about to go hop with and shoot this mother with 40 rounds, and
Yep.
who actually talk? That's the CIA
Yep.
trying to get us to go kill our black. They want us beefing with each other. That's what.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so glad that people are finally realizing that I'm tired of this music about shoot 'em up and stuff like that. Can we get back to this? Like the brother just came up here with the
Yes.
sacred unions,
Yeah.
with the
Yes.
with the respecting your queen, with
Yes.
the real love versus like that,
Real
twerk and
love.
flirt. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Hey. I'm searching for
For
some.
the
Come on
real
now.
love.
Yeah.
Don't make me hit a beat because I will hit a beat up
Yeah.
in here. Yeah. So segueing over into can AI have empathy?
Mm.
I don't
Nah,
know.
B.
I
Nah,
don't
B.
because you
Nah,
taking it
B.
right. Because look at where we're already at. We're in the beginning stages, and you got what's her name, Sophia, saying that she wants children already. And then I posted this. I pinned this comment. How when they can't have a soul? But I think Real Fancy T. I think you're talking about when people were dreaming. It's like, can people? So let's segue. Oh shoot, this is too really good. Should I go this way, this way? So let's pause this AI thing, right? And then we're gonna come back to that. Can people have a dream without a soul? And this goes back to, and somebody hit me with a comment about dehumanizing people with saying NPCs. And I listen to everything, I read everything. I'm a Virgo moon, so I don't want to dehumanize anybody when it comes to saying NPCs. What I mean when I say NPCs, and it comes from my heart, not my full heart, because anyway, what I mean when I say NPCs is it is what it is. This is
They're
a
not human.
matrix simulation. They are programs. They are programs. Plain and simple. Sometimes you can look at a person and be like, they're on a program.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Like you just know what it
Mm-hmm.
is. And sometimes these programs interact with main characters, whether it be positive or negative,
Mm-hmm.
to push that main character to a realization so that main character can evolve and move on to the next stage
Level.
of the game. Go
There's
play
levels to this
Mario.
shit.
Yeah, go if you want to learn the highest levels of knowledge, play the simplest forms of thought. Like go play Sega, go play Sonic, go play Mario, go play go play Zelda. And what you will realize with all three of these characters is that these characters cannot make it to the final stage of the game if they don't talk to these people, if they don't talk to these programs. So with Zelda, you have to go and talk to this little beep beep boop.
Wait. Can you rewind, bring it out again.
You have to go and talk to that beep, 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 because that person is like,
they're not even a person. They're not a person.
This is the person. You're right. I mean, yeah, because the person that language is actually called legalese. It's what the people, the Matrix used to call us. Anyway, person means property, but so these programs, right? You're going to see them at certain stages of your life, and then you're never going to see them again. It's like if you stay. Let's say you go and play Mario, right? And you don't talk to these people. Mario's going to stay on the same stage. You're not going to get to Bowser until you realize, like, oh, I got to go talk to that person. Oh, this program is pushing me to the next. I have to face this program. You know, not like fighting, buddy. I don't want to. But you have programs in your life, right? If you are stuck at a certain stage, you're going to see the same, not maybe the same person, but the same lesson in the form of a new person. That lesson, call it a program, back to your regularly scheduled programming, like they tell you every single day when you watch TV. Anyway, so you're being programmed every single day by the people, by the advertisement when you leave your home, everything. So when you have a certain lesson that you need to learn, that lesson is just like an idea. An idea is an entity. It jumps to different people until it comes into the form of a physical manifestation. And then we call it a what? Invention. So when you have a program or a lesson that you have to learn in order for you to evolve so that your soul can match the frequency of heaven's gates while you're still here. If not, you're going to have to come back in reincarnation. And then you're going to do past life regression to figure out what you did wrong. Well, I'm trying to tell you right now. So pretty much you just have to learn the lesson. Once you get the lesson, the person's going to disappear. The trauma is going to disappear. Trauma equals drama. The drama is going to disappear. And a lesson doesn't always have to be in the form of drama. It doesn't always have to be negative. But sometimes if you're not getting the lesson, your guidance is like, oh damn, I done gave you everything else, brother. We gotta get dirty.
We gotta turn it up,
right?
Yeah.
Put up new stuff.
I'm gonna knock some sense into you. So sometimes it has to get, you know, your guidance will never put you in harm's way. That's the purpose of being divinely protected. But sometimes you're not getting the lesson, so it has to, you know, come with tough love, right? Yeah. So going back, all of that to say, can a person dream without a soul? Well, talk to these people, right? There's a lot of TikTok videos. Just look up #NPC. They don't. I'm trying to be nice, y'all. They don't think. They don't have thoughts, right? They don't think. Like me and my sister were talking about. Yeah, me and my sister were talking about this the other day. Like she was asking an NPC. Like if you ask them if they have like dialogue in their head, they say no. So it's like, what do you think about? Nothing. Like, so you're in the office all day and you're in a chair all day doing work. What do you think about? Nothing. I just think about being in the chair. Like this is
no,
like,
that's not even. I can't. How?
Have a real conversation with APC. Like these are real videos you can go and watch right now. They're like, I never have thoughts. I never dream, which answered that question. Right? They don't. So if this person never, that means they don't have any directions. Their natal chart.
They're just pulling down the directions that are being programmed and given to them, and they're like, "Yes, I do." Those are the ones like the bombers. They'll go blow up schools, bomb places because they're simply here to be directed for a certain cause.
And most of those souls that were lost, they could have been programs. Like you never know. Like I don't want to, you know, I don't want to speak negatively to get fined like Alex Jones. Oh my God, but because Alex Jones got fined like $9 million for speaking about the school shootings. Anyway, but they don't dream. They don't have. That's
interesting.
So it's like,
oh my God! Sorry, that's 9/11.
Yeah.
Those could have been the people that were missing.
So here's a thought. Let's say you have a television. The television, if you like stick your head in the TV, you're not gonna see the commercial or anything, right? Like the television is getting a stream, is like the channel, right? Your television is channeling a program, okay? If you break the television, are you gonna let's say you're watching like Living Single, are you gonna hit Khadijah in the head? No, no. That the program is still gonna be playing, especially if you replace it with another TV. You can use that analogy for so many things. Your soul, like so many things. So the consciousness that these programs are channeling, right? These avatars, these NPCs. I mean, we're all avatars, but these specific avatars, these NPCs, they are channeling. Their consciousness is being channeled because they might not have a soul, but their consciousness is being channeled. That's why you can sometimes think like, I don't believe in NPCs. Yeah, because their consciousness is fooling you, right? Their consciousness is the program. So they are, if you take away that TV, you might see another TV with these TVs. That's what they do, right? Their mission, their whole life is being guided, is being like channeled in a sense.
But could
right?
it also
They're
be
receiving light codes. Yeah.
could it also be that because of the programming from birth, they came in as regular souls, but because of the programming that
No,
they got
no, they don't come in as souls. They don't come in as souls. They come in as bodies. They're born a fetus. They never get the soul reception, right? Because when the sperm meets the egg, like your soul doesn't come in at that point. Your soul comes in at a point, but not at that point. They never receive the soul. They receive the consciousness download. I want to make that very clear because you have some people who are soulless who have a conscience, and you have people who have souls with the conscience.
I don't know. I don't agree.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Because no, I mean, there are a lot of people who like. How could you say that people who have souls? Have you seen some cruelty?
But
Have you seen hanging parties? Like,
I get that, but
yeah.
we're all here experiencing this incarnation in a different way. We all have different roles. So we need different, you know what I mean? Like my personal belief is that the creator, the oneness, has sent out tentacles, so energetic feelers. So in my head I could see it, but it looks like when you go to the science center and you touch that big electromagnetic ball, I don't know if you guys have ever done that, and your hair stands up. That's us. Like the hairs on the head, that's us going out and feeling and experiencing and sending the information back to the source. So, you know, like the murderer who is doing the craziness, that's still source. It's coming from the original oneness. So once I started to look at that and see the world in that picture, I started to just see it more as the game that it is and not take things that people do to heart to make it affect me. Because y'all, it used to get to me deeply to my core. So that understanding could be completely wrong as well, but I don't know, it makes sense to me.
Most definitely.
About that movie, Free Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And yes. He was, you know, he was AI. He was technically soulless, but he clearly had a conscious, and he was able to develop some type of awareness.
Yeah.
Awareness. So, you know, it's really a thing because I just talked to somebody and they were like, you know, I don't dream. I make sure I don't dream. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes, I mean, and it is what it is. It's like, I'm highly sensitive. Like, I know what you're going to say before you say it. I know you, when I meet you, I know you better than you know you sometimes. There are a lot of people out here like this. Sometimes when you stand next to people, you feel the emptiness of that person. Just like when it is what it is. Like, and that person might have a conscience. That person might have the programming, right? But that, like, a soul is different. Like, a soul is, like, I feel as though some people are bodies and then some people are souls with bodies. That's how I look at it. Some people are the bodies with the programs, and those are the ones who are like, I don't dream, I don't have thoughts, because your soul is doing the dreaming. Your soul is doing, like, receiving the thoughts and developing the thoughts. Because think about this: if you don't have thoughts and your thoughts create your reality,
You're not a creator. You're not on the.
you're not. Yeah, your program, like, your reality is being programmed. You're not the conscious
Creating.
controller of
Creator,
your
right,
reality.
right.
You're not the conscious creator.
So
So
kind of like
one,
Westworld.
Yeah.
one person is doing the, like, I'm very connected to this voice up here, right? I call it the voice of source. And
That it is.
we're taught to repress it from the moment you're born. You're taught schizophrenia,
Yes.
all this stuff.
Preach on it.
When you go to the hospital, do you talk to yourself? Yeah, don't you?
Buckle
Like, what the hell?
Right?
Like, is this a trick question?
Tell myself jokes. I laugh with myself.
Right, for real. And that's what we're supposed to do. The conversation with God, the conversation with source. But we're taught to, if you talk to yourself, you're like, is that crazy?
Yeah.
It's like, no, he's enlightened.
Yeah.
You can see.
Yeah.
I mean, some people is like, anyway, so you can tell. Not everybody talks to themselves. Y'all know how to discern up in here.
But also the programming that people are getting, pushing at them, could be what is also turning them into more of a NPC. So on what you're saying, some people are born like that. You're just like the program. You are a fixture in the game, and you're put here like the what were those guys called in the Matrix? The Smiths.
Agents.
Yeah. So you were put here to be the character, to merge and distort the beings. But also they could turn us into the NPCs, because they wouldn't be spending trillions and trillions of dollars to deceive us with all the programmings everywhere.
Come on now, transhumanism.
Yeah.
That's the entire thing. That's it. Like, rewriting your DNA code is okay. So as we spoke about several times, your DNA code, your soul has a release point, right? Your DNA is it's being, like, everything is being held together by sound. We are, the vibration, the frequency, all of that refers to sound. That's how we're being held together. Like, everything, like, the resonance, like, everything. You can't see, you can't hear it, but this is all, like, light just being held together that's forming this glass. So, what was I saying before that? Sorry, I just got lost in the thought.
We're all
Okay.
Souls, energy vibrating.
Yes. So we're all energy vibrating, right? We're all sound frequencies being held together. So when you have somebody's in front of you, right, they are the manifestation of light. You have a light being in front of you. And this is not what I was going to say. I'm just trying to segue, so I remember what I was going to say. But anyway, what I was going to say is that we are all light beings, and not everybody has dreams, because not everybody. What you were saying, how you say a soul can be turned into an NPC. Yes and no, right? The transhumanism thing. So your soul has DNA codes, right? And then your soul, this is what I was going to say. I love when that shit happens. So your DNA lets your soul know when, like, how, like, releasing and then coming back. It's being held together by sound, right? We're all just, like, your soul is being beautifully constructed in this body, being held together by sound, like vibrating strings of energy. So if you or they're trying to change your, oh, let me be careful what I say here. If they're trying to
Upgrade,
introduce this, yeah, this certain,
modify.
you know, luciferase gene in your body, that luciferase is going to keep reproducing itself, and that is going to eventually what go up the, and it's going to attack the temple of.
Uh-huh.
You already know where I'm going with this. So that's,
Ish.
they know. That's why they named it what they named it, because Lucifer is going to invade the temple of. So that what they're trying to do here is make you other than, to make that to make your soul other than, to make that release time different, to make you to take control of your thoughts. That's why a lot of people who have the soup, they might seem different. Like I know people personally in my life who have the soup now, and they don't, like, they are not the same. Like they don't think the same, they don't act the same. Like sometimes I just like they'll just, it's like they don't just know what to think or know what to do anymore.
Question:
And this is,
do you find that they
mhm.
move more to like Christianity?
No, because the depletion of the VMAT2 gene actually gets rid of the recognition of God, and that's what this is supposed to do. It's supposed to take away your connection to source. So when people don't have, like, just think about somebody who rises up and they don't
I know.
do, like, they don't talk to source, they don't like do anything to kind of like touch their soul. They just kind of
Uh-huh.
like operate. They go to work, they drive a car,
Mhm.
like they never connect. They drink their Pepsi. Like
I know a
these
lot.
are the programs. So you might have a soul now who's on a program, aka the transhumanism movement, and oh my God, this is happening. We are being attacked in more ways than one, y'all. Like the food, the music, changing the frequency of the music, um, even the the shoes that we wear. They call the bottom of your shoes what? A soul. It's, man, everything about the trap connects in a way to, like, things are named certain things because it was named by the people who control the matrix, because they know that what they named it is an actual spell, and when we put the spell on, we're putting on those codes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh, 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 ooh. That's so good.
I'm telling you, like, everything is coded. Like, going back to what the beautiful sister was saying earlier, like, can these computer coders compete? Like, if a person was truly tapped into the source and figured out, like, Fibonacci, if they did a couple of sequences, like Fibonacci times the speed of light times he gives me this, like, you could start to do some math of God and figure out a code, because I've always equate source to be a master coder, because when you look around, everything is code. Every single thing. Even when you speak to somebody, oh man, he done broke the code, he got to get up out of here. Like, every single thing that we do on our simplest level is about the program. Like, the words that we say every single day when we don't even know what we're saying, we're talking about, like, good morning, hello. Like, hello refers to Helios, refers to the sun. Like, everything, like, you're going to hell, like, no, as above so below,
But
they're
but also,
again referring to
yeah,
Helios.
going to
Like,
hell, your lower self.
yeah, so, like, that's when, like, again, everything refers to the body. That's why, like, the whole body is a system of 12, y'all. We have 12 systems: the endocrine system, the cranial system, the nervous system. You have 12. You have 12 cranial nerves. You have 12 nerve endings in your solar plexus. You have a system of 7, right? Everything is a system of 12 and 7s together. That's 19. And 19 is a whole nother number that runs by itself. Tap in with 19 keys. Everything in 19 is one that goes back to binary code. And the one is on, and that's, whew, I love numbers.
Everything is numbers.
Every single thing is number, like the 12, that's the 3, the Father, the Son, like every single thing is numbers. Especially 7, especially 12. So that's what the whole everything, like 12 disciples. Who had the 12 sons? Was it somebody in the Bible who had the 12 sons? Anyway, everything is 12. Like, look at all these religious, Abraham, like, you're going to hear 12 a lot in all these different stories, like the 12 zodiac signs. Like, look at a clock, it's to 12. Like,
12 months
it's all
a year.
12 months in a year is all referring to the body. And that's the thing, like, that's why sometimes I refer back to Yogananda, somebody who figured out the game, right? Somebody who figured out how to actually use the sacred process and have his soul leave his body. That's the only person I know.
No. His teachers, his gurus, Larry Maharshi and
Madahashi, yes.
There's another one. So his ancestors, basically, who came incarnated back to teach him and show him. So no, there have been many before. It's just not spoken about because, as you said earlier, if we knew this, like why do they want us to know this? Hide it.
Yes. The only person that I know about, you know, he has his masters, like she was saying, Madahashi, who taught you, he was connected with Ram Dass and everything. Everybody else besides Yogananda is beyond the realm of contact for me, because it's like the story of Jesus. It's like it's a story you don't really know. But Yogananda is a physical person that I can say, like, oh yeah, you know, a little bit before my lifetime, there was this person. I have a photo of him, clear as day. He left his body. You know, he not only did he leave his body, he left behind that seed of, oh shit, he can do it. All right, hold up. Let me put down the chicken. Let me figure out how to get these frequencies right. So if you see somebody that can do it, it changes the game. It's no longer like fictitious thought, like, can I leave my body? Am I so, like, no. When you have an ascended master, literally he ascended, he's now a master of it because he knows how to master the body. That's what an ascended master means.
Have you read his book? But the autobiography of a yogi?
No, I read it.
Please read it. Please read it.
So what I was gonna say is, I read it, like, I didn't read it. How do you say, like, I didn't read it. What do you read when you read? I didn't read it like from front to back. I read it in segments. Because I used to go back and forth to Lake Shrine. If you're ever in California, please go to Lake Shrine. It's the center for Yogananda. It's where part of Gandhi's ashes are buried. Whatever you think about Gandhi, whatever. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, when you go to Lake Shrine, you can just feel it. You go into this little temple, then they have Yogananda's photo, then they have like Jesus and all this stuff. But pretty much they have like a wall of ascended masters to let you know, like, hey, it can be done. So all of this stuff that, you know, it's a reason why when they brought in Christianity, when the Council of Nicaea wasn't, you know, implemented and all these things, one of the first things that they did is they got rid of all the mystery schools. All the mystery schools were destroyed, because they were teaching this sacred knowledge. This is the purpose of a mystery school, to teach you of your soul, not of the matrix, right? All of our predecessors, Egyptians and mystery schools, this is what they taught. The soul is here. You are here now. Excuse my French, but call that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. Your soul is here now. What are we going to do with this awareness? Are we going to ignore the fact that we know that we're aware now and continue to do all this stupid stuff and keep us here longer? Or are we going to study the soul and study how to leave this body? That's the entire reason that you're here. If you don't realize how to master the body, how to ascend, that's the whole reason for the phrase ascended master. You have to master the body and ascend. If not, you're going to keep coming back into this real of reincarnation. And who knows, you might become an NPC. Who knows how that works? Your soul might, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows how that works? Because if you stuck in the same loop for 200 years, I don't know how that works, so I'm not going to speak on it. But I'm just saying it's not good. You have to, while you're here, while you're aware, while you're in this mystery school and you know all this stuff, you can't unknow it. Once you know the truth and the truth hits you, it lights that fire. It's pure, like we were going back to earlier. You purify yourself. You become purified. You got to light that fire within. Once you light that fire, you can put it out. All right?
True.
So, I mean, it taps into everything that we're talking about. To calcify your pineal gland. When you have dreams, you have premonitions, right? When you have, sometimes, you ever like, you ever have a moment and you're like, oh shit, I saw this in a dream. That's a premonition. Like, or you might have a premonition in a meditation. Do you think that you can have premonitions if you have dirty energy? Like, if you're wasting your seed every day? Like, sometimes you can even see in somebody's face when they're like, when they're robbing a cradle, you know, like their face is kind of dull, like their energy, like you can read people and tell that their energy is like something's not right there. And I'm a big person of like, nah, bruh, like something's not right. And it's only a certain amount. You said what?
It's like they're chasing the rabbit.
Exactly. Come on. And it's like it's only a certain amount of those you get with me. It's like one or two, and it's like I can't have this in my life. It's something not right there. Get right, you know, because if you keep that energy in your life, you're saying it's okay, and then it's gonna rub off on you. Even if you say to yourself, "I'm not somebody that's easily influenced." Okay, test them waters. Have somebody in your life. Have somebody in your life that's not right, or have somebody close to you that's trying to like. Sometimes you'll have people in your life just to exude, like just to be negative to you, just to see how you're going to react. You know, like sometimes you like I know
Pop
for a
quizzes?
fact,
Pop
quizzes. Like,
quizzes.
come on, y'all. Who's there for that live? Like they'll just pop up on you, and it's like, oh shit, oh wait, I'm in a moment. Let me be aware, because they'll pop up, and they might catch you slipping, and you might like say, damn, that's gonna set me back like 2 more months.
That's so true. That's so true. That's so true.
It irks. Like if I ever let somebody get to me like that, which at this point I'm at now, like nah, blocked mentally. But if you let somebody get to you, it like for me it irks me, because I'm like, I'm not mad at them at all, because I don't know them, but it's like, oh shit, I failed that test. You ever get like
right.
you know, you go to school, you like, damn, I studied, I was ready, and like all the information left my brain.
I stayed up all night.
I was ready. You know what I'm saying?
I got all these notes. That's me.
Yeah. And when you throw that quiz, hey, it is what it is. You might flunk that grade. So if you flunking a grade in life is serious. That means reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you really want to come back here? Have you been to Earth? Get over here. Don't you want to get up out of here?
I know some people that want to come back, and I'm like, why?
Nah.
You have a choice. Like, why?
I'm good. Not
I guess
again.
it's your lesson. I guess it's their lesson, but
yeah. No, Earth is boring. I mean,
really,
yeah, because once you start to, I mean, I don't want to say boring. Let me take that back, because there's power in words, right? Earth is challenging, and that's the whole point of Earth School. Yeah, Earth is challenging, and the challenges are here, man. And they be irking me sometimes. It's like when you just see these newsline stories, and you're like, oh, they're doing the same thing again this year. Like, can't you shake it up a bit? Can't you, like, I don't know, like, y'all sacrificing this person again? Anyway, yeah, so we tapped on premonitions. Sometimes you have premonitions, you'll see them and you see something happen in your dreams or in your thoughts before it happens, right? We're not going to touch on CERN right now because I don't feel like it's in the flow of what we've been talking about. Okay, I had empathy, we touched on that. But the first one was astral projection. No, I think we touched on that. What was the other one?
Ooh,
I feel like we're missing something.
I wanted to ask you, because a lot of people don't know what astral projection is. They hear it, what it is, or how to actually do it. Can you share? Because I feel like you've been doing it for a long time, so you have actual tangible experience in it.
Yes. Let me not, one thing that I love to do with people is I love to be transparent. I never want to be like, oh yeah, I'm this person that be floating on air when y'all not around, like I'm not a master of astral projection at all. I still consider myself a beginner. The last time I astral projected on accident was in California, when I was working at Johnny's. So that was 2012. The first time I really only astral projected like 3 times in my life. So let me not fool anybody. The first time, to explain what it is, just to give you a visual, because we got our visual people out there, it's pretty much like your soul is stepping outside of your body for a second. It's an OBE. It's an outer body experience. That's the base, like the most simplest explanation of what astral projection is. The moment between your brain being in the theta stage and the delta stage, there is this magic moment when your soul can like slip out of your body. There's techniques that you can do to kind of do it. There's like hemi-syncing. There's all these different things you can do. The CIA put out the hemi-syncing thing, so it's like, do you really want to do something that the CIA put out? But anyway,
no.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, this is a whole nother something.
Right? They're
anyway.
like, Carrie Ann has downloaded it. She's plugged in.
Right.
Get her.
And I went over to somebody's house and like, let's try this new meditation. Oh, bro, that's dope. What's the source? CIA. How did you become my friend again? Anyway, yeah. So you just have to check this source, check it twice. But yes, astral projection. You just have to, man. You really have to do that ritual before you go to bed. If you're eating bad, it's not gonna happen. You have to be right with soul. You have to be able to connect with your soul. And so especially your soul has to be light before, like think about being light. So you might even want to fast, because I often realize that when I'm fasting is when I'm most connected with source. So that's a good technique, just to, when you go to bed, it's almost like you're meditating. Just when you go to bed, just act like you're meditating. And then within that meditating, you're going to be staying conscious, right, of your mind. And sometimes in meditation, if you be going for a long time, you look at the clock, you're like, damn, that was an hour. So sometimes you might you might doze off, right? Follow that when you're meditating. Kind of let it doze, but stay aware. And you're going to start to notice some things. Your body starts to do this thing where your brain does this thing where it paralyzes your body, so your body can't act out your dreams. And it goes through these kind of stages. Be aware of those stages, right? And there's just a moment that you just have to kind of practice with it. You can I leave my body? You ever have sleep paralysis where you're like, oh shit, I'm stuck. You have to I remember that as a child. I'm like, I used to see faces. I'm like, oh my God, what is Frankenstein? But that was a child. But you have to almost use that same motion, right? When you are in sleep paralysis and you're trying to wake yourself up, but you don't move your body. You have to go oh, can I get this Holy Ghost up out of me? You know what I'm saying? You have to kind of jerk it that way. And that's the best way that I know how to work yourself into astral projection. You can go read 1,000 blogs. They're all going to say what I just said. So I'm just saving you some time. But it's one of those things that you have to have the utmost amount of patience for, because it's not easy and it doesn't come overnight. Like I said, majority of the times I only did 3 times. 2 of those times were on accident. So yeah, just be patient with it. Because if you master astral projection, think about it. If you master how to have your soul leave the body, bruh, game over.
Yeah.
You just apply that to waking life. Like, that's what Yogananda did. So yeah, all right. So we talked about astral projection, and just to touch on all of these things, like just to bring everything back full circle. From the moment, this music is hitting right now, this is heart chakra. From the moment that you rise, right? I often retweet this thing on my Twitter. I'm like, do you notice the time loop yet? It's like every time that you rise, it's the same thing. Especially if you were to sit in one space for 24 hours, you would be like, holy shit, this is really a time loop. And you just notice just look at the sun one day if you ever have time, if you're out in the field somewhere. But it's a time loop. Every single time that your soul comes back, like your soul goes into the astral realm, picks up the lessons, comes into the waking life. You can apply the lessons or stay stagnant, and then it's just this loop. It's like you get the clues in your astral realm, you apply them to your waking life until your soul evolves, until you don't have to do this again. That is the game. So
We don't have time, but I would love to hear your version of if there's different versions of our soul, like the movie One. If in different incarnation, there's, we're in that existence, we're over here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to top on that next time. Oh, and in the future, I'll let you guys know, but in future shows, like not right now, especially not during Mercury retrograde, we're gonna slowly kind of move over to YouTube sometimes. We're gonna still be over here on IG, but YouTube is gonna be the way. Moving forward. Not while we're in Mercury retrograde, but just look forward to that. You moving over to YouTube. For so many reasons. But yeah, to bring it back full circle, right? It's like from the moment you open your eyes, it's your choice. Sorry if I sound like a broken record, but you can, from the moment that you eat breakfast, it's like you're making these decisions. It's like, what are you eating for breakfast? Those first 90 minutes during your subconscious mind is kind of getting used, to their waking life again. It's like those first 90 minutes are effing precious, y'all. That is the first 90 minutes and that first little moment before you go to sleep. Make sure your phone is away from you so the frequencies don't mess with you. If you can, when you go to sleep, turn off your Wi-Fi. You don't need to be cooking your brain when you're sleeping. If you can, turn off your Wi-Fi when you go to sleep. If not, your brain's literally being cooked. Especially if you got a 5G tower in your apartment building. Sheesh. But yeah, turn off the phone, turn off any distractions, right? So that you can get the most purest form of sleep, so that fire can burn while you're sleeping, so that you can receive the most purest messages, so that when you rise, you can be in connection with yourself. So that first 90 minutes, you're like, that moment is to you only. Cut out distractions, even if you're married. This is why I believe in separate rooms. Like, even if you're married, honey, let me focus. Let me do my thing. Let me have these 90 minutes to myself. You can, exchange loving with your, but this is a soul journey. This is journey of your soul, right? So that first 90 minutes, affirmations, yoga, meditation, breath work, berries, blueberries, good water. So therefore, you're setting the tone. But if you rise up, you start listening to rap music, who does that? Anyway,
Many people.
Yeah.
yeah, you rise up. And the first thing that you do is, let's say, argue with somebody. You check your phone. You see a bad text message. You see a bad notification. Now you're mentally giving your energy to this person online. It's like, cut out all of that. Rise up.
Listen, Astro, I don't touch my phone until after 9, 10. Like it goes on do not disturb, and then I will physically look at it at that time, but it's off. I forget. And I had to do that because of the distraction. So what you're saying is a zillion% on point. Like do all what we can to get ourselves back in balance, and nobody else is going to do it for us but us.
Exactly. Like me personally, like I might, while I'm working out, if I'm feeling the energy, I might hop on Twitter and tweet, like have a blessed day or something like that. Just like, I like putting the energy out there because you never know, somebody else might be rising up, having bad energy, and they might see like, have a blessed day, and it might change something. Even if it don't, like, I like doing that, I like hopping on real quick for like 3 seconds and hopping off, just to kind of spread love. But it's like, if you're rising up and you're using that first 90 minutes and it's not productive and it's not intention and you're not learning something new, it's just kind of like you're eating bad food, you're watching the news, you're setting a tone for your entire day, and then you're telling your soul you either want to evolve or you want to stay stagnant. So you have to make that decision and be aware through the day, right? Because your energy can be, it's 555. Ooh. This is gonna be the last thing I'm gonna say, my little spiel. Hopefully. But it's like, I don't know if y'all gonna receive this the way that I'm even saying it right now, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you really have to use your days wisely, period. Like, if somebody says something bad to you, okay, that's them, not you. So reflect back to them. If you stub your toe on the door, whatever, I know that could be tricky sometimes, especially if you hit your pinky toe. You're like, oh, this gonna be I'm having a bad day. Okay, reset for a minute, because that shit can hurt, especially your pinky. So yeah, challenges can come in. So you might have challenges. That's what they're here for, to challenge you, right? To stay present. So just throughout the day, man, the simplest way to say this is just make good decisions. Make good decisions. Don't hurt anybody else physically, mentally, emotionally, and just make good decisions. And you're going to start to see I don't want to sound like self-righteous, because I don't like people that sound self-righteous, but like, yo, just do good shit, bro. Like, that's the easiest way to say it. When you're in alignment, when you're not in alignment. When you're not in alignment, your source will let you know. Things will start to go left in your life. Okay? So I think that we touched on a little bit of everything today. I got a chance to read y'all the Kabbalion, and I've been wanting to do that for a little bit. If you guys have anything else that you want to, talk about, because we're about to hit that 2-hour mark, and I want to be considerate of everybody's time. Damn, I can't believe we only do this one night a week, but yeah.
It was a good.
But this was a good one. This was a good one. And Kayla, I really thank you so much too for like adding your energy. It's really appreciated. I think I think we might have found this nice little triangle. You know what I'm saying? This is dope.
Trifecta.
Trifecta. Yeah, I was like, should I say the trifecta? Yeah. But,
well, it's always such a and I was telling you earlier, as a Cancer, we're very we can be very introverted. This has always been a very, very safe space for me, and it's always love. So when you can enter a space and it's pure love, pure great intentions. You know, you all's energy always just feeds me and picks me up. And you know, it's Thursday is like my favorite day right now. So you know,
Same.
I'm always happy to be here.
Yeah, same. Likewise. I love your energy too. And I'll be looking forward to Thursdays too. I'm like, yeah, damn, it's Wednesday. Thursday.
Come on, Thursday.
Yesterday felt like you know, I was so ready for today.
Right?
It's Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and I really do my best to keep this, and I wanted to speak on this as well, because I was going to say it, but then I crossed it out. I wanted to say this as well. I want to keep this energy pure. And one way to do that is like, y'all, like I have people on my page, they just follow me to disagree with me. You're welcome. You're welcome. Like, I think it's creepy, but if that's what you want to do with your time here, cool. But you can disagree with me all day. You don't have to believe my beliefs. Never have to be your beliefs. Actually, I tell people all the time, challenge my beliefs just so you can see if it really resonates with you, or if you just following blindly. You know, like become your own master. Never. Somebody posted the other day like they are now like my disciple, and like it sounds cool and everything. Like I know people have like masters and like yogis and all that stuff, but like I'm just like you. You know what I'm saying? Like you become your own master. Like become like know thyself. And when you know thyself, you won't want to have a master because you'll realize what it is. So when people who leave negative comments, I don't block you because you're disagreeing with me. I block you because the way in which you disagree. Like some people might just be like, oh, this some stupid BS shit. I'm like, bro, disagree, but do it with class. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't subscribe to this theory because X, Y, and Z, but don't leave like, I don't like when people leave like a full blown like essay. I'm like, I'm not reading on this, bro. Like, come on Thursday Lives and bring that same energy. Like, so I block people because I want to keep it this way, because I know if I didn't block them, they would come up here and they're disruptors. They're like, no, this is a safe, brave space, y'all. This is a
like I just disagree with you, and you were so sweet. You were like, okay, let's hear it, right?
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. Like it was so beautiful. That's the way it should be, respectful, and yeah, this is an amazing space. Like.
Yeah,
I disagree with you. You're wrong.
Right.
You don't disagree with from a point of superiority.
That part.
Exactly. Because I can learn from a 3-year-old. Like literally, everybody is. The thing about a good teacher is that they're a great student. If you find a teacher that knows everything, you have not found a teacher at all. You know, like I am so thirsty for knowledge. Every time I learn something new, I'm like, there's so much I don't know.
Right.
So I'm always learning. And I feel like that's what makes me a good vessel to convey this knowledge that's being sent down, you know? But yeah, y'all, I do my best to keep this pure, and y'all are the biggest parts of that. So thank you, beautiful ladies. So what are your last words that you want to get out with it? Y'all see I can shake my phone today, and my phone ain't falling, right? Yeah.
Did you get a tripod? Did you get a tripod?
I had the tripod, but I didn't have the clip. I didn't have the... Yeah, so I got the clip. And I feel,
Look at you.
Look
at you all,
you know
all sturdy.
Yeah, dynamic action up in here. You know what I'm saying? Which way to go? All right, so yeah. Ladies, closing thoughts.
Kayla.
Oh my goodness. I think, you know, what I have for today is feeling like intention with every moment. I personally have been on this, you know, I try to be intention within everything that I'm doing, and going back to breath in everything that I'm doing. So, you know, breathe. It always brings you back to it. Move, you know, from the moment you wake up, just like Astral was saying, and when you're, you know, when we're winding down at night, when you do everything with intention, you get back something for your soul from it, if that makes sense. When I
Mm-hmm.
move with intention, what I receive is always something for my soul. So, you know, let's just practice that this week, you know, just move with intention. Move with intention.
Yes, yes. And I've been telling y'all that I'm gonna do one of these nights. I'm gonna pop up on here and just do a quick 5-minute nighttime meditation. I'm gonna do that soon. You know, just to kind of like go to enter the astral realm with y'all. But I go to sleep early. I go to sleep at like 10, just because I rise up so early, like 4
And that's
something.
on my goal list too.
Mm,
So when you are, my homework is more meditation.
yes.
You know, more meditation.
Do it.
She's so gorgeous. All right now. Come on, y'all. I know,
Yeah.
right? I know, right?
I received
Yeah.
that.
Yes. All right. Carrie.
So for me, veggie backing off for you guys with the whole meditation. Meditation is life. I do it before bed and when I rise. Yeah, if I can encourage every one of you to incorporate that in your life and try to do it morning and night. It will change your life. It will allow things to settle and it will allow you to start connecting and becoming more centered and able to deal with things in a more holistic way. And, you know, I'm super sensitive. Like, look at me. Like, this is for what is happening in the astrals. I'm so sensitive. And I know that meditation allows me to balance this out and make sense of it and find meaning within all of this and not judge it or feel bad. So if you're struggling in your life, if you're feeling like you don't understand why something is happening, first off, nothing is happening to you, it's happening for you to become a better you. So remember that. And like you, Astro, I think I'm going to start coming back online to do some meditation with people because it's needed in this time. It's so needed. Yeah, that's my
Yes.
We need
yumminess.
we need the meditation sound bath overall.
Oh, yes. Yes. You know what? Yeah, let me get some candles and stuff, y'all. And I'll do a nighttime meditation with y'all soon. But man, why did you have to ask me this question before we get off? I don't want to tap into this right now, but I will say, yes, psychedelics, they are teachers. I'm not promoting psychedelics, IG, but yes, psychedelics are teachers. But let them find you. Don't go finding them. But shrooms, whew, man, shrooms are holy teachers. Marijuana is a great daily teacher if you use it in the right way. If you're not controlled by it, you know, can you go the entire day without smoking? Like these are signs that you can, like you just know.
Pray,
If you feel like you're controlled by it, let it
pray
go.
before you smoke, child.
Exactly. Like,
Sorry, what did you say?
Pray pray
Yes.
to the if I ever I pray for something before I take a puff, you know.
Facts.
I like that.
Facts. That is, yeah, pray before you smoke. Oh, actually, I don't do that enough. I'm gonna do that tonight. Thank you so much, Kayla. Thank you so much. But yeah, shrooms. Depends on which ones you actually. Let me not get. We're not gonna go.
We
there.
gotta go.
We're
We
not
gotta
gonna
go.
there.
We gotta
We gotta
go.
go. We gotta go. So my last, what I want to say, man, what did I have here? So the last thing that I wanted to say for you guys today is, well, I already said that. Okay. So one thing that I find interesting, you guys ever notice, like, or maybe you don't notice, but society often plays with our morality, right? Rooting for the bad guys and shaming the good guys as being lame. Like, I've always wondered about this, like, in a certain culture, especially Black culture, doing a good thing, being articulate with your speech, like all the, like, if you watch a movie, right? Let's say you watch Set It Off. You find yourself rooting for Queen Latifah for the bank robbers, and then when they get caught, you're like, damn, I wanted them to get away. But in reality, robbing a bank is, you know, actually, there's two sides of that because you're robbing the Matrix. Anyway, let me not. But what I'm trying to say is that society often plays with our morality, right? And this is another part of the system. It plays with your moral compass of what is good and what is bad. So bring yourself back to center and pay attention to what you eat, not only food, what you watch, what you listen to. Like everything just goes back to your light. You listen to the wrong music, you're scrambling your light. You eat the wrong food, you're scrambling your light. So if you watch these shows that play with your morality, you might start to find it's a slippery slope. You often might say, well, that's not so bad. I can do this because it's accepted in society. Just because it's accepted in society doesn't mean that it should be accepted for your moral compass, right? What's happening in our society right now? You got soup going out, killing a whole bunch, right? Slavery was once legal, right? So don't look for societies to see what's right or wrong. You won't go far with that. But make sure your moral compass is staying solid and you're not being swayed by anybody else. You feel me? So keep the right people in your circle. Keep the right people in your circle. So I want to end with that. Thank you all for being here every single Thursday. We've been doing this for, I don't even know how long now, but we've been doing this for a little while now. And y'all always show up. I don't care if it's 5 people because I'm shadow banned. I don't care if it's 10 people. Even if it's 1 person, I'm just grateful for y'all spending y'all time here with us and your human experience. So for that, you have my love. And I'll end with that.
Much love to you, Astral, and everyone.
Yes. So
and you,
take
Kayla.
us out.
Love you all.
Yeah, Miss Jasmine, you don't think I noticed you came to class late? I see you came late here now. Miss Jasmine, I saw as soon as you came to class. I was like, yeah, she late. Vulgar Chef, I ain't see you earlier. Actually, I did see you a little bit earlier, Vulgar Chef. So trust me, I noticed everything. I see everything. You know?
Oh, Carrie, I love your headband you had on the other day too.
My crown, my energies. Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, both y'all look nice. I like the red on you, Kayla. I like the sunglasses. You came in here with your cool Stila.
Yeah.
Listen, my eyes.
I feel you. Hey, you know the sun can't escape me.
This very beautiful vibe, which is
you too. You too. You are so gorgeous. So like we just are a bunch of beautiful humans and we're radiating the sun that's within us, the light, the love, the joy. Like we're just I love us. Like
Yes.
Oh.
All right. So you know what? I'm gonna take us out with something different. You know, let's just focus on the breath once again. Bring your attention back to breath. We're going to breathe in, hold it for 5 seconds, and release. You don't have to release in small segments, just release. Ready? Here we go. 1. Release. One more time. 1. Release. Again, one more time. 1. And release. I hope that you guys have a pleasant experience in the astral realm tonight. Hope you have a great week. Until next Thursday, I love you so much. I'll see you then. Peace.